the press, that's right. Blackburn Rovers look to salvage the Duncan Mcguire deal, that's right. Breaking news coming at you via Twitter and courtesy of journalist Tom Bogert, that's right, US-based journalist, is stating, it's quoting, that he has got some sources saying that Blackburn Rovers, an executive of Blackburn Rovers, is flying out to the US this week to try and secure the deal of Duncan Mcguire. Who is Duncan Mcguire? Of course, everybody knows who Duncan Mcguire is. He's the future face of the United States national team, currently scoring goals for fun for Orlando City, who are struggling at the foot of the MLS at the moment. And of course, a deal was supposed to be done for this guy back in January, of course, and we were made to look like absolute fools because of our admin error from our executives. But the season is barely a week or so old. Or the off-season's barely a week or so old, and the merry-go-round or shenanigans just continue to surface with Blackburn Rovers, with, of course, one of the main figureheads in the admin department or behind the scenes, Greg Broughton, who was kind of responsible for transfer dealings, has been made no more for Blackburn Rovers. He has parted ways. The two have separated, gone their separate ways, or basically a clash of stars, clash of agreements. But for me, it does sound very much a little bit dubious, this whole sending out an executive to go and secure this deal. So yes, it may be out there. There might be some truth or some hope that goes into this one. But as a Rovers fan, and me speaking to potentially some other Rovers fans, don't put the cart before the horse here, guys. Let's just recap what went into this whole shenanigans the last time. The guy flew over with talks with Blackburn Rovers set to be on the cards, only for mid-air, that deal to be pulled. And then poor young lad, Duncan, was left in limbo land at a hotel, then decided to go, I'm here now, might as well go speak to Sheffield Wednesday, who do have a switched-on gaffer themselves, Danny Roll. Of course, unfortunately, they couldn't work out an agreement. Maybe the finances was not there for Sheffield Wednesday. And then the resurgence or the possibility of a loan agreement was then put forward for Duncan Mcguire to secure his stay in the Championship this past season. Of course, that was the indication, and we were all over the place on transfer deadline day, scouting him. Where's he going? What's happening? He went over. There's even pictures of him holding the shirt. There was even an announcement for him as a Blackburn Rovers player. But guess what? Not even 24 hours after that, it all went fucking completely tits up, and Rovers had egg on their face. So let's put that into perspective here. Of course, with Tom Bogert once again having that tweet saying Blackburn exec to travel to US to hopefully reignite talks with Blackburn. It's got the fan base excited once again, but I don't know if I can get excited about this just yet because of what's going on behind the scenes, because I don't know what we're going to, is this a funded deal? Are we going to have money to put towards this? What kind of money? I know his contract does expire, Duncan Mcguire's, at the end of the season at MLS, so maybe there's scope for a free transfer there, but that, of course, wouldn't happen until January. So there's a lot still to go on behind the scenes here. If this was to have a bit of spark, a bit of legs in this, then maybe I'll revisit this in a bit more detail and take a little look at Duncan Mcguire, the player. But I just wanted to get my gut sort of response to these tweets and of course the fans at the moment, the Rovers fans out there that seem to be getting a little bit excited. So let's of course think about this one itself and talk about it, just you and I. I want this transfer to happen. I think I know the numbers that were banded around when the deal was supposed to be taking place in January. They had a wide spectrum of like between 2 and 7 or even more £1 million. That, if it's towards the top end, is funny money. However, if we are talking about £2 or £3 million laced on with some additional incentives and bonuses, then I guess that's the way we got to go, because I feel that this guy can succeed in the Championship. I think, I'm not saying he will come in here and become a 30-goal scoring superstar like a Sammy Smodic, but I think he could get double digits, and that is something that we've lacked in the attacking department for some time. And I don't know, you could say Diaz did it, Armstrong did it, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and probably I should be eating my words a little bit on that one. But if we take Sammy Smodic out of this team, which of course I believe is going to happen, and hopefully we'll be smart enough, even with or without a director of football in place, to make sure we get best bang for our buck from that deal. Who's going to score the goals? Who is the next best thing? I don't even know. I've not really looked at it, to be honest with you. I think it's 6 goals is the next best thing. And that's either a Sigurdsson or a Dolan or maybe Gallagher. But you look at the players that are left. You know, we were lucky Sami Smodic was the player that he was this season because that was not the case. He was not meant to be a 33 goal scoring superstar when the season kicked off in August 2023. He was supposed to be a 10, maybe 12 goal scoring midfielder. But he, of course, rose to the occasion and delivered at the end. He will be not in this team next season. There is no question whatsoever. Sam Smodic will be going. And then you look at the next best thing, Sam Gallagher. I thought he could be the man last season. I thought he might get 10 goals as well, but 10 goals is not going to be enough. We need a striker. We need somebody. And this guy, I believe in this guy. I think he's got something about him. Not again, like I'm saying, he's going to be, a phenomenon or whatever. He's not going to be an Adam Armstrong or what have you, ripping it up. But he's got goals in him. There's a lot about him. There's a lot to like about this guy. And I think he wants to prove himself at a higher level, and this would be a fantastic opportunity for him. And then again, I think the resale potential of this kid is great. I think if we were to get him for £2 to £3 million, and then with all those sell-ons and everything like that, I think further down the road we could look to sell him for £20-25 million once the timing is right. Give him 2 seasons in the Championship, and of course the Premier League teams will come knocking for this lad. No questions asked. But realistically, in my gut, do I think this is going to happen? I think, like some of the other people out there on Twitter, are saying if this guy wants to if he's going to have talks once again with Rovers, full applause for them. Give him a standing ovation for actually dealing with us. I love this club. I really would, and I would walk over broken glass and smell your farts just to get a whiff of the canteen at Ewood Park. I love this club through and through, and I would do whatever it takes to join this club. But we are a circus. We are a fucking circus at the moment. I don't know where my bread's buttered here with Blackburn Rovers. I will continue to love this circus no matter what. Even if they decide to play the kitchen staff in the team next season, I will cheer them on. I will roar them on. But they need to get their shit together. They need to get their shit together behind the scenes. I think we've got a steady Eddie in regards to John Eustace. Of course, it wasn't all glamour and gold for John Eustace. The shit was there. He had to deal. There's only so many ways you could polish a turd, and that was Blackburn Rovers. And John Eustace did a fantastic fucking job spit shining that shirt. That turd was Blackburn Rovers. So he did a fantastic job, but the scenario was created for John Eustace. So hopefully now with a clean slate, clean bill of health, hopefully with a recharged, rejuvenated Blackburn Rovers, and maybe a handful of new additions, John Eustace can repolish that turd into a better team than what was delivered last season. And we've heard it echoed from the Blackburn Rovers players that we were much better. We were better than we were. They delivered. They were shit. They were garbage, and they shouldn't have been where they were in the table. What I'm trying to say is they should. From going from 7th to 20th or whatever the fuck we were last season is a joke. And that was on the players. The players. Were they play too hard? Did they have a disagreement with JDT? Whatever it was behind the scenes, you're professionals, and that needs to be shown on the pitch. Hopefully Eustace has got these guys singing off the same hymn sheet. A good summer together of bonding could see them move towards mid-table and beyond, and that's what I'm hoping here today. But whoever it is, that executive that's going over has got to be there with money in the suitcase, because it's going to take something special, I think, for Mcguire to be pulling on the blue and white halves for this season in 2024-2025. For me, though, I would be absolutely elated if it was to be the case, because I think that would go a massive step towards the right direction. It would show the fans that, yes, we have got belief and we are going to you can hold us to our words that we're going to give it a shot here. But is this all smoke and mirrors? Is just some executive just going over for a jolly, taking his wife and kids with him and going to fuck off to Disney World? They're going to go over, have a little chat with Orlando, and they go, oh, while we're fucking here, let's go to Disney World for the week and enjoy our time out in the summer. So, yeah, you could probably put 2 and 2 together and come out with 75. That's what's, of course, I'm reading into these latest tweets that are coming at you from Tom Borgert and beyond. So let's not get too excited about it. But there is sparks, there is embers of something within this fire, within the logs, of course. Whether we can turn those sparks or those embers into full-on fucking flames, that's, of course, what we need to find out. But for me, let's see what happens over the next month. I'd say by the end of May, middle of June. We should have an answer on this one, but I think we have to jump on it. We have to get on it because it's only going to be a matter of time before the Wednesdays, before other teams. There's going to be other clubs going to be sniffing around and take full advantage and probably even offer more money. But I just hope Duncan Mcguire can stick with us despite the ludicrousy that was January. And be our talisman, because we need we need a fucking hero, Duncan Mcguire. I want Ewood Park to run on Duncan, and that is you, sir. Please sign the fucking dotted line.